Hey, third graders, we are going to be doing some story problems today, and they are going to be using liquid volume, which we've been learning about, which is our milliliters or liters. Okay, so don't get confused when you see that. We're still going to just be deciding whether we're going to do plus or minus or times or divide. Plus or minus or times or divide. Let's read the first one together. Fran works in a science lab. She pours 80 milliliters of liquid into 4 test tubes. How many milliliters of liquid does Fran pour into the test tubes together? Okay, so I've got 80 milliliters, and she's pouring that into 4 test tubes. So over here where it says show your work, that's where you're going to put your equation. If you are more comfortable, there's at least 2 ways to do this problem, okay? If I've got 80 milliliters and I have 4 tubes, I could say 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80, if I'm more comfortable with doing addition, okay? A quicker way to do it would be to take my 80 milliliters times 4, because we know how to do 2-digit times 1-digit. Remember, we go up and then we go over. So that's a little bit of a shortcut way of doing it, okay? So you're going to get your answer. You're going to put it over here on the line, and then you are going to do your label, which is milliliters, and we know that we can abbreviate that, ml. So I'm going to let you do that equation, and I'm going to have you put your answer over here. Okay, let's read another one together. Nicholas wants to buy a bottle of shampoo. A large bottle has 375 milliliters of shampoo, and a small bottle has 250 milliliters of shampoo. We've got 2 bottles. How many more milliliters of shampoo is the larger bottle? Whenever you see how many more, what are you thinking in your head? Are you thinking plus or minus? Okay, hopefully you're thinking minus, because I want to figure out the difference between the 2 numbers. How many more means I'm going to figure out the difference. So I'm going to take my 2 bottles and I'm going to figure out how much more is in the large bottle. And whenever I find out my difference, I subtract. Okay, and when I subtract, I always put my big number on top. 375 minus 250. Remember, only borrow if you need to, okay? Hint, hint, I'm not seeing a lot of borrowing on that one. Figure your answer out, put it on the line, and once again, my label is milliliters. Okay, we'll do one more together so that you have a couple to do on your own. Actually, I am going to jump down to number 5, and I'm going to do that one with you. Okay, and then I'll leave 3 and 4. So number 5 says a recipe calls for 50 milliliters of milk. Eva has a spoon that holds 10 milliliters. How many times will Eva need to fill her spoon to follow the recipe? So I've got 50, and each time she uses her spoon, there's 10. So how am I going to figure out how many times she needs to fill her spoon? Okay, I've got a couple of different ways I could do this one as well. I could count by tens over here. 10, and just keep counting and do 10, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. How many spoons did she use to complete her recipe? Another way to do it would be just to take your 50, divide by 10. If you could write both of these ways down, that would be great to get your answer. Okay, and then when I go over to do my label, it says how many times, so I know my label is going to be times. That's how many times she's using that spoon. Okay, so that one was divide, and I know one of the other ones up here is divide as well, so watch for that. So read carefully, finish number 3 and 4, you can do it. Our labels for those last 2 are both liters. So we could write those in right now just so we don't forget. But I want to see your equation over on the side and your answer on the line. And then we have a fluency check today, so I'm going to pop that up real quick. All right, here is our fluency check. So this is, remember, I do not help you with these at all because this is you showing me what you learned. Okay, so up at the top, look at your directions. You have multiply or divide. We've got that. Just watch your sign. Remember, on these, we try not to use our times table if possible. If you use it, I want you to write it right up here that you used it, okay? On the bottom, I have add or subtract, so I need to watch my sign there as well, okay? And you'll be doing all 6 of those on your own. We're getting to the end of the year, and these are this sheet of paper, this fluency check. You shouldn't really be getting hardly any wrong on this, maybe 1 or 2 or not even. So do your best to get them all correct. All right, have a super day, guys.